Hey there, I'm Veronica. Today I am sharing a success story of my own. Many years ago, I experienced a huge rejection by the man I was in love with. He decided he had found someone else and he was leaving me to move in with this person. And I actually managed to attract a marriage proposal less than 2 months later after this moment of pain, of despair, of rejection. Yes, less than 2 months later, he was begging to marry me. Yes, yes, yes. How did I do this? I'm going to share my juiciest secrets right now. This is a story I've never talked about before on the channel. And I know it can help you because it's something I did that was so easy, so simple, so basic. But if right now you were rejected, maybe you were left for someone else, you were dumped, maybe, the person that you are in love with is with someone else and you think it's impossible, it's not. And you can get fast results. Like I said, less than 2 months later, he was begging to marry me. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, maybe you're new to my channel. I am someone that has transformed my entire life through conscious manifesting, otherwise known as the law of attraction. It's known by a lot of different names. Basically, the short answer is, it's the idea that everything that is inside of you must then find expression outside of you in the form of people, events, circumstances. Everything that's happening in my imagination, my feelings, my emotions, is then being expressed outside of me. Now, this is valuable information. When I learned about this, it transformed my entire world, continues to do so today. My love life, my money situation, my body, my health, everything. Now I manifest everything I ever dreamed, and more. Miracles all the time. So let's talk about this story, because I know you love personal stories, and this happened to me many years ago, and I know it can help. Because rejection is hard, it feels awful. In that moment, when he left, I actually didn't crumble, I didn't fall apart. I wanted to, but I didn't. And I'm going to share with you what I did. Now, if after this video you are like, I love this, I need more help, I know this person can help me, I'm here. I am ready to take you on as a client. VeronicaIsles.com. I also have information at studywithveronica.com. Subscribe to, because I release so much content and I know you don't want to miss any of it. I'm filming today outside of San Antonio, Texas, and some land that used to belong to that family behind me. They are buried in a very old cemetery. And the sun is setting, it is beautiful. And we're going to talk how to get a marriage proposal after a rejection. Not only a rejection, but being left for someone else. Okay. This moment was awful because we had lived together. I was so in love with him. And our relationship had been on and off for many years. And let me tell you, when I found out about his new significant other, who he met online, I was crushed. I was so heartbroken. And this is someone who he was flaunting, he was showing off, like he couldn't wait to go be with this person. But I had this feeling inside of myself that I just knew that this person couldn't compare to me. Even though I was currently being passed over for this person, I kept reinforcing in my mind that this person can't compare to me. They aren't me. They don't have the qualities that I do. They're not as beautiful as me. They're not as charismatic as me. They're not as wonderful as me. So this is one of the first things that you're going to want to do if you are going through rejection or a breakup right now. Maybe you're not being left for someone else, but you're still being rejected anyway. So you're going to want to reinforce, there's no one else like me. There is no one else that can compare to me. Even if it's through your tears, because trust me, I was crying. I was crying. I mean, how could you not cry in a situation like that? But again, I had it inside of me that This person can't compare to me. So I honestly tried my hardest not to think about this other person, not to think about this idea of competition. And it is tricky because, you know, you're vulnerable to this right now. You're vulnerable to looking up the person online, trying to get information about them, comparing yourself to them, wondering why you were passed over, wondering why you were rejected for them. But I resisted this temptation, knowing that it would serve me no good at all. Like, it just was not in my best interest to spend my time doing that. So what did I do? Well, I tried to do anything that made me feel better. I remember seeing a lot of movies at this time. I remember trying to pick up extra shifts at work to try to keep myself occupied, do something productive. I wanted to make the most out of my current situation, even though he had left me. He had sort of left me shattered, you know, just picked up and gone. Another important thing I didn't do was I didn't call to beg him back. Not once. In fact, I didn't call him once. I let him wonder what I was up to. So I left room for him to seek me out, to wonder if I was okay. Like, clearly, you know, you've just done this horrible thing. The person that you supposedly loved before, you just left for someone else. So I waited for him to wonder about me and to wonder if I was okay and to check up on me. Because I had this sneaking feeling that him going off, you know, with this other person that he had really not known for very long. You know, this other person that was supposedly so much better than me, but I knew wasn't. I had this feeling inside of myself. And again, it wasn't intuition, it wasn't an instinct. It was a feeling that I decided to nurture. I had this feeling inside of myself that this new person wouldn't compare to me, so I nurtured that idea. And that the person that I loved, the person that I wanted to love me, would actually realize the error that he had made and come back to me in the most perfect, wonderful, beautiful, abundant way possible. So I had this like feeling inside of myself that I nurtured, that I allowed to grow. And while I was letting it grow, I, number one, didn't take a look at the third party, not once. Number two, I didn't reach out to my now ex-boyfriend. Didn't reach out to beg him back, to be like, what the hell are you doing? Not once. Not once. I did not. I let him wonder about me. And you know what? He did start to call. He video called me, wondering exactly what I was up to. And when this would happen, I would just let him lead the way. Didn't embellish what I was doing. But you know what? I smiled. And I just acted like everything was going to be okay. Because in my heart, in my mind, even though it wasn't okay yet, I was going to see it through to a moment where it was going to be okay. And interestingly enough, at this time, I didn't even think that it could end up resulting in a marriage proposal. That was not even in my thinking at all. But during this time, I was raising my idea of myself that I was the best person for him. And it couldn't be anyone better, even though he just left me literally for someone else. I just kept seeing myself as the best, the only. This is who I am. And I just worked those extra shifts. I saw movies. I hung out with friends. I tried to just do my thing. Let him reach out, and he did. Wondered what I was up to. I didn't ask about the other person. I didn't ask about how things were going. Didn't ask about anything. I just felt like, you know what? This is going to go in my direction, in my favor. And honestly, during this time, I came alive so much to the point where I found myself not even needing him, which is interesting, right? Didn't need him. I became independent. I did productive things, good things, tried to better myself, played a lot of piano. Actually, the time just passed. It kind of flew by. And his birthday was coming up. And he had actually moved to a different state to be with this other person. So we weren't nearby one another. He was far. And he wanted me to visit him on his birthday. Now, mind you, I was going to a place where this other third party was as well. But I went. And we hung out. The third party was not really there, but kind of was there because they were together, but then I'm there. So honestly, like, this new companion probably felt very threatened by the fact that I was showing up. But this is what my guy wanted. And the evening actually culminated with him asking me to marry him. And I was actually so blown away in this moment that I actually didn't take him seriously at first. He didn't have a ring. It was something spur of the moment, but he actually meant it with all of his heart. And he asked me again, and he's like, I'm waiting for an answer. And I said, yes. Now, we ended up spending the next year as a couple engaged. He would brag about me to everyone. Needless to say, he ended up leaving the third party, moved back in with me. He told everyone about how excited he was to marry me. He wanted me to cook food for his boss. Like, he wanted to show off my cooking to everyone. We were waiters at the time, and he would like tell every single table about me. He actually even got a job for me at his work because he didn't ever want to be apart from me. You could do this too. I hope you were taking notes, because the formula I gave you was so stupid simple that so many of you aren't going to do it. But for the lucky few that are, you're going to get results that are going to blow you away. You're going to get above and beyond anything you could possibly ask for. Now, the interesting part of this story is that I did not end up marrying him, because I ended up realizing that I actually wanted someone else. And this is the most wonderful feeling in the world, to be rejected by someone, to get them back, and then to realize that there is actually someone better for you. Because I think a lot of times we outgrow the things we want to manifest. We're manifesting from our experience at that time, which is only raised to a certain level. And then once we raise ourselves to that level, we realize there's actually higher and better for us. I hope regardless that this story could inspire you. And thank you for joining me today. I'm Veronica. And I am so happy that you watched this and subscribed too, because I love to make videos for you. And I love to get new subscribers to help me reach those big new milestones. Have an incredible day. And I hope you get that marriage proposal.